Welcome to the latest edition of the Showbox Sires series of the evolution of the great cow with the releases of our Showbox Sires bulls. Today, we are introducing a very exciting bull that will be in our Select Sires project, the bull called Comestar Lacteur. And Lacteur comes to us from Comestar Holstein's master breeders from Canada. And our guests today are Marc and Steve Comtois of Comestar Holsteins. We're very excited to talk to them about the cow family behind Lacteur. And we're going to learn a little bit about their breeding program, about this cow family, and about Comestar Holsteins. As always, I have my partner on this podcast, Mike Duckett, with me, and Mike will be involved with the questions and discussions as well. I'd like to welcome Steve and Marc, two great friends and great ambassadors of the breed. We're going to start out with a question to you, Steve. Tell us about Comestar Holsteins. What's going on there today? How many cows? All of that. Tell us a little about Comestar. Welcome.
Welcome, Tim. Thank you to having me and Marc for this podcast. It's first time for us. Sorry for us. English isn't perfect. We try to do the best as we can first. Today at the farm, we are 750 kilo of quota. So that's mean that we have a little bit over than 500 cow in milk and about 580 with the dry cow. We're about close to 600 kilo to produce with the 7 robot. Then we built in 2020, new robot barn. And we have another 150 kilo to produce in a small freestall, and we have it down on the side road. Also, we have the farm about 1,700 acres of land to produce, half corn and half alfalfa. And we have about 180 acres of soy and 140 acres of weeds. All of this for feed the cow. We saw a little bit of the corn for the money, but most of it for silage. In total, we have about 1,100 head with the heifer.
Marc, I'm going to ask you a question real quickly. First time I ever went to Comestar, you had a barn full of cows in tie stalls with fluffy tails and, beautiful signs over them. Today you have robots and commercial barn with great cows. Why did you change? Why did you go to the new kind of operation?
But we're starting with a small herd, but now the family is coming with us. I'm appreciate you asked me, Tim, to talk with you in a podcast is honor for us, but we changed the way a little bit because the family is coming and the industry changed a lot for the last 20 years, 25 years. And always we follow the market. We follow the philosophy milking for the breeders around the world. But we go to decide to robot is a family decide for robot or making palo. But we buy a quota in 2002. We have the mad cow. And that time at Comestar, the market is 10%, is 90% of the business of Comestar, and the milk is 10%. After the mad cow in 2002, in May 2002, we're starting to buy a quota, and we never lose a month to buy a quota of this time. And we still buy a quota every month. And we grow the milking, and now the business is 90% milk check, and 10% and 15% going to the genetic. We changed the way because we're happy with that because the family is follow with us now. And he's all included in the business, the dairy Comestar. We're happy with the decision of that day, but we have lots of cow milking and genetics still a good business for us too. The bulls and some heifers and we sold some embryo, still sold embryo. Now the business is 90% milk, but we'll have much more milk in that time.
I'm really glad I asked that question, Marc and Steve, because it's a huge change. Many of us have had to make that change in the business. And Mike, it's not all different than what we see in so many operations, what Comestar has done.
I think with the way the modern dairies have changed and had to change to keep their families there at home to survive, it's exactly what we see all over the world. That's how everyone's doing it. Marc, could you tell us a little bit how the Laurie Sheik story started? I remember as a kid, you'd open up a sire book, you'd see Comestar Lee, Comestar Leader, Stormatic. As a kid, I remember seeing that and just thinking how impressive it was that one cow family just dominated a bull book. Could you tell us how that family got started and lead it up to the current cows you're working with now?
Yeah, Laurie Sheik, she born from the dam is a famous cow for Comestar. We bought this cow, Elisa Antonilea. I bought her a dry cow, second calver, and she calving for the second calf at Comestar. And she have her calf by Tempo that time. She's a very high. The first time we got the index, and this cow, she's have a number 2 in Canada. And I bought her. She's a high milker cows, beautiful dairy cows. She classified excellent at the third calf. And we show her dry cow on the Royal Winter Fair, and she win the class. And that time she win the highest production of the award for the Royal Winter Fair. The number is very high for her, and but I like the show at that time. We don't sell a bull, and I see many sheep daughter with the really good udders and high fat and good feet and legs. And I think it's a nice meeting of this kind of cow, and we breed her to Pegason sheep. And Laurie Sheik born from this cross. But the index dropped very much because the index from sheep is nothing high in the milk and high production, good feet and legs. That's the way we're driving for that time. I like all life. I like longevity cows for my life. The first chance we have to come back with the high number cow, we have a new bull in USA is Seldamore Black Star, and we decide to go to the breed her to Black Star. We have one bull and four heifers. The first bull is Comestar Leader. He's born there. We sold to CMX. And we have 3 daughters, very, very important cow, Comestar Laura Black, Comestar Lausanne Black, Comestar Law Black. He's the dam of the old famous bull, sold lots of Siemens around the world, 50 country, I hear, or minimum. And we follow all time type and high number cows to breed all those heifers. And Laura Black is the dam, the son is another hill raider. And I like to mix all time the cow family for my life. We're using the bull from the cow family. Roxy is with Laurie Sheik, she make a Comestar Lee is 1.6 million doses produce. That bull is extra millionaire. Comestar outside is really, really popular around the world too. Is longevity cows. And we have always we're breeding and we're happy now. We have 12, 13 generation now. Back to Laurie Sheik, and Steve drive the genetic now to replace me. I like to give the chance to another guy do it with the new system. He's really good with that, and I have very proud to the family continue this philosophy.
Quite impressive to have cows that were so modern in their time, and cows that a lot of thought process went through mating these cows for years.
And Mike, that's exactly why we're so excited about this bull, because Marc just said it. It's 13 generations, all for a purpose, right? Like every generation, Mike, they've made better than the previous generation.
And the family, we have the Black Star daughter is very popular from the Sheik. And back after that, we have a Titanic heifers, and she's second junior 2-year-old at the Royal, 89.2-year-old. And the Lotami Titanic, he's number 1 LPI cows in Canada for 2 years. He's type and high number cows that we're dreaming all life to do. La Madonna, she win the World Dairy Expo, and she's grand champion in a couple of shows in Quebec. And now she's the grand dam and the third dam and first dam of the mini bulls that we talked today. And your hand, we're very proud to see La Madonna around she's a higher producer cows, and they produce milk. Awesome is 94 point, and she's first junior 2-year-old and World Dairy Expo. And we're happy Steve do it. We're really good bull using of them, and lots of the last 3 years and the future for the couple of years is everyone is La Madonna granddaughter, or rearrest 4 granddaughter of them. That's we proud. It's a show cows, high production, and type. That's we have the philosophy for over 40 years now.
And it's worked. Mike, the thing that Marc just said, almost every generation has been one of the top index cows of the breed of Canada, but he's also referenced, Mike, that they showed at the Royal, they showed at World Dairy Expo. and they were the greatest show cows of their time too. Mike, can you think of anybody else that has done this?
My thoughts are that's exactly what we're trying to accomplish at Showbox. Cows that have competed at a high level, but yet have the genetic merit to breed great cows. Whether you've got 7 robots or milking 50 cows in a tie stall, it's exactly what gets you and I excited about Showbox.
And Stephen, your dad just said he's turned the reins over to you. So before I go to Stephen, Marc, one of your great mentors was one of my mentors, Pete Heffering.
Yeah.
And, I think if anybody said, what is the greatest breeding name in the world, Hanover Hill Holsteins would have to be there from what Pete did. But then you learned from Pete, and he was a very, very good friend. Yeah, and now you've made Comestar one of the greatest breeding herds in the world. And now, Stephen, you're taking over the reins of this. Tell me how you feel about that from the success that your breeding program has had.
Proud. We're very, very proud. We never changed the philosophy of breeding program. Never. Always follow it. And very exciting to what's happened now. We have some bull come back in EI. And a couple of years ago, we just not think anymore about produce any bull in the eye because the genomic coming and only the number. And since a couple of years, we see then a family cow come back in the way. And we think it's the way it has to be because when we have a big family cow, you have the highest percentage probability to having good component year after year. The genetic good number is good, but also if you have big pedigree back, then the next generation will have the same trait. So we're very, very exciting to back in the business now.
I did your sale last fall. A great honor for me to read pedigrees at one of the greatest herds in the world. A lot of your sale, and you had a tremendous sale, all went back to La Madonna. And it's new genetics on top of an old cow family, which is masterful. Stephen, tell them a little bit about your sale last fall. It was a huge success.
It was very exciting. We're having too much of a good number and very good and deep pedigree heifer. And La Madonna was just big cow of the year. So we think the momentum was there to do it something because we have a big bunch of heifer and a good number. All of them was a big pedigree cow. And we have the 2 daughter of perfect in the herd and it's gonna calving fresh for the sale. We know it. The daughter all of them have a good EI interest. It's making too much to work with it. So we say, well, we're going to sell them and keep a few and that's it. So we make the sale, but it's a long time ago. I think last sale was in 2000s, like 20 years ago. And we make a big event like this. So people was very exciting to be there. And like I said, we always sold the best one. So that's what we do again. We check all the best heifer and the best cow we have in the barn and we put in the sale and very happy and enthusiastic to see that all people who's coming at the sale and we still thanks everyone who was coming and we hope they have success with the heifer and the cow they buy.
Well, it was, think about how good the sale was. You had an American pedigree reader in Quebec and you still had a great sale, right?
Good help from USA.
So, Steve, tell us about the dam of Lacteur, the tropic cow. Tell us what you like about the cow. What's she up to today? All that.
The tropic. She's just fresh third calf right now, about 2 months fresh. She's produced close to 60 kilo every day. So she's a good production cow. I think she has over 32,000 pounds of milk produced in the 2 first lactation together. So a lot and about 4.2 of fat. So very good average. Very happy about her. 3 first daughters calving. We have her 1 perfect is going to Blondin as a heifer. Pick up her because it was a very high number. And she make very good 2 years old. And the 2 other perfect, we keep it, make both 87 and 87, Latinette and Latina. And Latina did 88 2 years old after. About 6 months after the first classification. Latinette was sold to Dave Eastman by her with the Burka. So they are by Latinette at the sale. They're still making IVF on her every 2 weeks. I think she's still at the farm. She never leave the farm because Dave Eastman worked with us with the eye center. We have a EI center at the farm, so he's still at the farm. And Latina, we have a couple of daughters of her. We keep her because for us, she was the special one. She doesn't have the highest number. Latinette is the one who brings the more bull in EI, but I think Latina for us was the special one. Do 88 at 2 years old. That's pretty much impressive in Canada. And we have one daughter of Latina right now with Bullseyes, who make junior champion at Victoriaville show. And this Bullseye, I have two heifer by Anaita, who's now 16 and 17 type. So they are the future of Comestar to make some, I think, future bull in the eye, maybe once going to Showbox.
we can't wait. We want one of your next 1,000,000-unit bulls.
A dreaming too, huh?
Yeah. So no, she's produced well on their first effort calving. We have one lambdas make very good 2 years old, 188 and 187, another 85 point. So we're very exciting. And now we have a lot of daughter on the ground by Matchless, a couple other Bullseyes, and a few daughter too on the ground.
Steve, we just love how the difference, the bulls have been used back and forth, production and type, and it's such a deep pedigree. Can you talk a little bit about the pedigree, starting the Tropic, how the dam and Grand Dam sires, and how you would predict these cows will breed?
I think we have the first semen of Tropic was arrived in Canada because the Unix was the dam of the Tropic, has a good number of cow, and Select Sire want to working with us with this cow. So we have a flush with Tropic. We give Latasha Tropic. The both, her and she have a sister, both have good number. We're asking for AI Center if they're interested, and no one's answered. We're doing flushing with Perfect, and also the semen's coming for CMX. And right after, the two heifer was good number. We flushed the boat, but one of them, Latasha, getting way better in the number. Just to follow the philosophy, we have Tropic, Unix, and back to the Dorman, Comestar, La Madonna. But we have to know that back to La Madonna was a Manoman dam to bring back some milk in the pedigree. And back to the Manoman was a Goldwyn from the Titanic. So Titanic was a #1 cow API for a very long time. And we're flushing her with Goldwyn to bring back some type in it. It's making years ago. So at the moment, Goldwyn was win all the show around, make more grand champion in the world and still make it. So we're flushing her with Goldwyn. And to come back a little bit with Nick and number, we do it the Goldwyn with Manoman. The Manoman was very high number. She was cell of star. When she was 2 years old, she was classified at 86.2 years old. Before this, we sent her to in U.S. to make some IVF because they were more experienced in IVF. And on the couple flush we make it, we also do it with Dorman. This is where La Madonna come from. As everyone, we big frame, lots of dairy, and Unix was very famous at the moment. So we will come back with Unix to making some type in it, to making some show cow and special one. The dam of the Tropic was a highest number too. So Select Sire coming close to us to flushing this cow with Tropic. That's why it's coming Latasha. Because she was good number, we flushing her with couple bull. In the same time, then we do the perfect daughter. So we have some semens of Bullseyes, probably in the first semens of Bullseyes available. So we're flushing the Tropic by Bullseyes. In the same time, then we're flushing the two perfect by Bullseyes too. And this is where Lacteur is coming.
A lot of thought process has gone into each generation, mixing great bulls on great bulls, and it just goes to show that when you do that and put the thought process in, you'll breed great cows.
Mike, I want to take a second while we're on this after Steve just described all the bulls in there. Do you want to talk a little bit about why at Showbox we're so excited about Comestar Lacteur when you look at his information?
It's hard to find bulls that are positive on milk, positive on fat and protein percentages, with really good fertility traits, and still has the balance type that we're all looking for. I think this bull probably not going to be on top of all the charts as far as the highest conformation bull or the highest milk bull, but he's probably going to be a bull that we think that can breed a very solid cow that can be a cow that makes a lot of milk and high components, so her milk is going to be worth a lot, and be a very eye-pleasing cow that you're going to love to milk for years.
I think all good points, Mike. And Marc, I want to go back to you and talk a little about other bulls. But when we picked this bull, Lacteur, Mike and I looked at his linear profile and his information, and the bull looks a lot like Comestar outside on paper. Not the most extreme bull in the world, but he makes solid production, really nice fat. He is plus on DPR. Tell us why some of your Comestar bulls have been. Do you know how many millionaire bulls you've had? How many million unit bulls you've had, Marc?
We make four millionaire bulls, and one 3 millionaire and one super millionaire. Comestar, the first one is Comestar Leader. Comestar Lee is a super millionaire, 1.6 doses sold. Comestar Leader Lee and outside, and we have Comestar Heroes, the third one, and the fourth one. And we have a Stomatic is over 750,000 doses. Comestar Stomatic is very popular around the world too. And the bull you buy, Tim and Mike, I'm very excited to see, show me the project you got, and you have the same pattern of those kind of bull. It's not the highest number, the highest producer, but with the deep pedigree, with the bull himself is really good, nice, very nice bull for himself. And with the pedigree, and I have a 13, close to 15 generation, all bull mother, and the lineup, the type and the high production and high fat, feet and legs all through the lineup is a bull for future. It's very exciting to see a new statement to the new stud. He's starting with that kind of bull, and I'm sure we have a good successful. He's the kind of bull I buy a bull for myself. He's the kind of bull I like. She's not the highest number, but he's all balanced, type, family. Himself is a special bull too for the beautiful type bull. All the family and the background, and the sire size is really exciting too. He's very popular bull. He make an impact in the breed. He's the kind of bull I'm very proud to see to Mike and you, Tim, to work with that kind of bull at Comestar. Congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Well, Mike and I've talked a lot about this. We want Comestar. You are the iconic breeder of what we want, guys, and we can't wait for more bulls. Maybe one of these parfaits we're going to find a way to. Or when I was at the Quebec show a couple weeks ago, I saw a pretty nice bullseye heifer from the family that I like quite a bit, that would have the very similar pedigree to this. What a beautiful heifer. Who shows her for you, Marc or Steve?
Us. We show.
Yeah, one of your heifers, but one of your nephews shows.
My grandson.
We didn't get to this before. Tell us who is in the operation, Steve or Marc. Who's part of Comestar today? You made it bigger for your family. You talked about the Laurie Sheiks. You've got another good family, Marc.
I have my oldest daughters and son-in-law is a part with Steve. We have 3 companies. Comestar have 3 companies. Comestar Holstein, Comestar 2010 is the second. We have 2 quota. We're making it 2 places because we got a 2 quota, 116 acres we got, and we make all the food. We have sold some grain, some soybean, but the first is haylage and corn silage we make for all the animal. And we still some buy and sell some commercial cow. I do that is my hobby now. Buy some. I like to. All life I buy and sell cows, and now the market is very nice, and we have a customer for a long time, the same guy, and we never come to see the cow. We deliver the cow directly. It's a good part of the business for us too again. But the milk, the genetic, and the buy and sell cow commercial, we have a really good success with. But the family is coming, the 3rd generation is coming. My grandson is 16 years old. He go to agriculture school. And we have another son and then 2 daughters from Julie, have 4 kids. And Steve have 3 boys. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I would tell you boys to get off this call and get more quota, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Marc, you brought up something very important. You buy commercial cows and sell thousands of commercial cows.
Yeah, a lot.
Tell me, when Marc Comtois buys a cow, tell me what traits you look for today. What do you look for in a cow to buy for the commercial load?
The first time I buy the cow, I like to see her work. The order is full or not, I don't care. I see the orders, the quality order, the possible to make volume of milk, just see the cow to work beside me. But I like, and I'm a big fan for feeding legs all life, and the white muzzle cow, nice chest, and good top line. That the 3 best thing for my life. choose the cow quickly. I buy lots of cows every year, and heifers similar. But for me, in the face, we see all the cow for my life, and white muzzle, nice power, high top line, and feet and legs. I'm sure she make milk for a long time, and the breeder life dream of that. That's the kind of cow for life. And the genetic change a lot, but this point stay for the producer milk. I'm a producer milk first. For me, I'm milking the cow the first day, and I'm still milking the cow. And that's for me, the genetics is I have one way it is because that's the same kind of bull I like to use and the cow I like to buy. A producer cow for lifetime. I love it. Laurie Sheik dead, and we're using her everything everywhere, but 17 years old. Many cows past 10 years old at Comestar, and we're proud to that. That's the philosophy. All the bull we use is for a long lifetime. The bull producer 1 million doses. You need a good bull to produce. Same in the cows.
Well, actually, Marc, I disagree with you. A lot of bulls will produce 1 million units. Not many will sell 1 million.
Yeah.
The trick is we want them to sell 1 million too, right, Mike?
Yes, I dreaming to see I have a good partner with that kind of bull.
You can just tell with the comments Marc just made about the kind of cow he breeds. I think that's when we went to Comestar looking for a bull, that's exactly what we were hoping we would get, exactly what Marc just described. And I think that's what this cow family and this bull will do for you. And it's been a pleasure to have you guys on our podcast to release this bull. An honor to have you on here. And we look forward to this bull having success.
And the bull is now released at Select Sires, so semen will be available. And guys, you know, when Mike and I started this, we said we need the support of people that are the best breeders in the world because we have the same philosophy as you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mike and I being young guys in the business, Marc, we truly look up to you and admire what you've done. And Stephen, we admire what you've done to take Comestar to the next level. Because truly, Marc, Steve has made you be better, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Comestar was great, but your family has made it better. And I think one thing we want to do with our bulls is these podcasts, we want to bring the story of the bull to people's living rooms and their trucks as they're driving down the road or their tractors when they're cutting corn silage. And what you've done is told our breeders from one of the greatest breeding herds in the world how you do it. And that's appreciative. Steve, I want to finish my conversation with you with a wrap up as Marc told me what he looks in a cow. How do you select bulls to make cows that look like what Marc wants?
Right now in the business, we have a good point and we have a very nice average of a type bull and production bull. If we're back a couple of years ago, we have type bull and production bull. We don't have the both together. And now, since a couple of years, we're back with the family cow, and we have bulls getting over than 10 points of type, over 1,000 pounds of milk, and are positive in fat and dairy. This is the philosophy of Comestar coming to the bull too. They are very balanced from everywhere and deep pedigree on each side. This is what I'm looking for. I have a good type on the bull, and we always mix type and after mix milk, but right now it's coming white together. I think this was supposed to be the future of the genetic, and this is where we're coming right now. We're coming to bull over 14 of type, and we still 1,000 pounds of milk and 100 kilo of fat. So this is, I think we're a very nice point of the business right now in a couple of years. It's going to be very exciting for the producer of milk of every day and even for the breeder.
We agree, and we're glad Comestar is part of our program. On behalf of Showbox Sires, Mike and I are so thankful, Steve and Marc, that you came out of the cornfield today. I know you're just starting to cut corn in Quebec and you're busy. We thank you for coming and enlightening our breeders on our bull. This will wrap up this episode of the Evolution of the Great Cow, where we bring to your living room the stories behind the bulls. Today, our bull 744HO17421 Comestar Lacteur. The bull that comes to us from Comestar Holstein, sired by Bullseye, from a Tropic, from a Unix, from La Madonna. A bull that is plus nicely on milk, really nice on components. A bull that does tremendous type with a 14 type from Canada. And the part I like is plus DPR. Comestar boys have just told us how they breed cows, and this bull looks exactly like what they do every day at Comestar.
With you, Tim, is a great honor for us to have a bull at Showbox. We're very proud of that. Congratulations and good successful.
We thank you for listening to this podcast of the evolution of the great cow for Showbox Sires, and we hope you'll continue listening. And thank you to Marc and Steve.